Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Daniel, one half of the KWAK Brothers. Today, I got my very good friend. We go way back. We actually started out in the same education company together, and that's kind of how we met. I don't think we're allowed to mention the name, so we're not going to do that. But, guys, welcome to the First Deal Experience. And per usual, this podcast is all about finding successful real estate investors and having them just share the story of their first deal. Just realizing how human we all are and sharing the details of what they would do better and what they would do differently if they were to go back and they had a time machine and they can do it all over again. So today, our guest is Dr. Chow Ong. So like I said, we've been friends for a good time. We go way back. But hey, man, it's good to see you again. Tell the audience and kind of just the listeners a little bit about you, and then we'll kind of transition to the story of how you got involved in real estate.
Awesome. Hey, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. I love the KWAK Brothers. Kudos to them. So you following them, you're doing the right thing. So my background, I was an immigrant from a poor country, came to America with absolutely nothing. We all slept, four of us slept in one bed, literally not one bedroom, one bed. Okay. Have a tiny bedroom. And, we grinded out doing minimum wage work until I thought that going to school, getting a good education, get a good job is the way to go. So we sacrificed everything, okay, to put me through school. Got my doctorate in pharmacy and MBA as well. Took me forever. When I got out, I was making six figure. I thought I made it. I was like, hallelujah. I'm gonna take care of my parents. Gonna do everything I wanted to do. Get my freedom lifestyle. I was so dead wrong, guys. Okay. I was working, grinding 50, 60 hours a week, driving hours of work, an hour back. I was monitored every second of the day. I couldn't even have time to eat or take a restroom break when I wanted. And of course, no vacation really that I really wanted. So because I was too busy, trying to pay off the debt and trying to take care of just the family and pay up the bills. After expenses, it's just not that much money. So anyway, I decided something is different. So I always been interested in real estate. But I was at a point where I had to determine to make it happen. So when that time come, of course, I've been entrepreneur all my life, trying to do a bunch of businesses, succeed in some, fail in some. But anyway, I finally found it with my Airbnb subletting. So basically, rent a home, furnish it, list on Airbnb, re-rent it, sublet it, and make income. It's making like 500 to 1,500 a month per Airbnb. Yeah.
Let's slow down for a second, man. Let's go a little bit back into your origin story, bro. So you're an immigrant. You came from a poor country. What country was that?
Vietnam.
Vietnam. Okay.
Yeah.
So you came from Vietnam. How did and you kind of shared the story of how you got that six-figure lifestyle. You got the job. You thought you had everything you wanted, and things weren't exactly up to par. Tell me about that transition from working that six-figure job into I'm interested in real estate. Tell me about that transition. How did that happen?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, I remember is the exact. Let me go back into a scene of a story where I made a decision. Basically, it was almost midnight. I found out that I was wake up in my car again because I was too tired to walk from my car to my home because I drove an hour home after 8, 9, 10 hours of work. That is super stressful. And I was like, man, I cannot keep on doing this. I'm working overtime, 60 hours a week. I make a little bit more money, but man, I was totally burnt out. I was like, this is a trap. There's no freedom. This is corporate slavery. This is literally corporate slavery. So I was like, I got to do something. Okay. So basically then I started looking at different education places I can get my education from. And I was fortunate to get some education from different sources. And sign for up different courses. I met a lot of network, and everything is and people there is nice and everything is good. However, I still couldn't find my thing. Like you gotta find something that is your thing. I would say, like, maybe something that is low risk, high return. I'm always about low risk, high return. So one day I went to a seminar. I met somebody, and she taught me about. I mean, I was already doing Airbnb. I already have a portfolio of long-term rentals. Okay, and some of them I converted to Airbnbs already, and I was making good money. However, I
So,
wasn't making
so you
six
already
figure.
rental properties, before that
Hmm.
happened. How did that first rental property happen, right? Because
Yeah.
what made you interested in real estate is what I'm trying to find out.
Okay. Because the freedom lifestyle, I'm all about freedom. So cash flow is the king. It's not cash. But cash flow is king because when you have cash flow, you can live the life that you want. So back when the market crashed, I purchased property in 2011 or 12, because the market crashed and everything was so cheap, man. So, I just bought the property and just rent out long term and make some money. And then, any money that we make as a family, I kind of guide them into putting into real estate. So we bought our second property, third property, up to like 8 or 9 properties at that time. And then we went to Hawaii, went to a nice Airbnb place, $600 a night. I'm like, there's some money in this.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah,
you initially started out with rental properties,
yeah,
the traditional rentals. You said you bought a house in what you said 2011.
yeah,
Okay, so
around there.
2011. How did that happen? Like, I want to hear the story about that. Like, were you nervous? Were you scared?
Um,
What made that property the
Actually,
first one?
sure, sure. Actually, I was a little nervous, but it wasn't that nervous because I know real estate. Everybody know real estate is good, and people make money and have great income from real estate. It's number one way to create wealth because I was studying, Robert Kiyosaki stuff and all the good stuff about real estate, so I know it work. It's just a matter of just do it. And but the thing is, when I first bought it and I rented it out. I wasn't making much money from cash flowing it. Maybe $100, $200 a month. I was more of a long-term play, for appreciation. But yeah, I knew something, I had to do something else to make that more cash flow. Yeah.
Yeah. So you said you go on this trip to Hawaii, right? You guys
Hmm.
stay at an Airbnb. You realize the income potential, and I know that's what you're primarily focused on right now. You're focused
Hmm.
on subletting Airbnb. Tell me about the moment where you realize this is what you wanted to do. This is what you wanted to scale.
Okay. The moment is when I scale it to 20 Airbnbs and got my freedom from my job within 12 months. Okay. So that's the moment when I realized that this is super real and this is super powerful, and it's possible to even replace a doctor job. So anybody can really do this, even just replace a regular income. So this is super powerful. So I can change a lot of lives doing this.
So what are some things we're talking about that first Airbnb deal, right? That first one where you got the lease,
Yeah.
and I know a lot of individuals who are in the Airbnb space, they do this. They don't like it when I call it this, but you did a master lease is pretty much what you did, right? You
Hmm.
did a
Hmm.
master lease, you signed the lease, and you're
Yep.
now subleasing it to your
Yeah.
Airbnb business. Tell me about that first one, man. What are some things that you would do differently? What are some things that you did well?
Absolutely.
What are some things that you would change?
Yeah, absolutely. It made me laugh because I done like almost everything wrong the first one. Um, Now that I know now. First, the first one is that I went to a apartment complex. Okay, 250 units or something, and then I rented out under my own name. And I don't know if I'm able to say this, but I didn't tell them I'm going to sublet. Okay, so that's my mistake. Don't do that. Okay, that's not good. Uh, and then I furnished it. I listed on Airbnb and some other sites, and I got my clients right away. I'm like, okay, wow, okay, this actually worked. That's great. So yeah, and then I was moving furnitures that were heavy furniture to the second floor, and it didn't fit the room. And then it was like we there were like almost every night to midnight, do it everything ourselves. I mean, yeah, it was a mess, but we made it through.
Yeah. So you didn't tell the landlord that you were subleasing it. You bought the wrong furniture, it wouldn't fit through the door. What are some other things that you learned, man? Like, I mean, did you create a 5-star experience for your guests right out of the gate? Or did people complain? Did people, was there a learning curve there?
Yeah, no, that was absolutely a learning curve. But however, the good thing is people are generally pretty nice. And we were nice to them as long as we responded quickly. Number one thing is respond quickly and show that you care. That's the most important thing. 99% of people will forgive you, and they will work with you because they're not working with a company, they're working with a person. Versus if they rent a hotel, it's like a gigantic corporation, whatever. If you tell them, hey, I'm just a family business, I'm sorry, I'm new, whatever, then most of the time they're very forgivable. Oh yeah, okay, we'll help you out. Yeah. So
So what was that? So you did the first one, you learned some things. What was that second one like?
the second one is I went in the same complex and rented out another one under my sister name. So yeah, but after that, I kind of learned that it's kind of not like not I couldn't do that long term because I know that we're gonna find out eventually we have to move. So then I've thought of a strategy when I call up individual owners or just like small property managers and just tell them straight up, hey, this is what I'm doing, but here's the cons to it, here's the pros to it, but there's more pros than con. You want me to go over some of the pros right now, or?
Yeah, if you whatever you want to
Yeah.
tell us, man.
Okay, cool. So some of the pros is that we're gonna keep it immaculately clean because it's a business. So it's gonna be like super clean, and we're gonna keep up the property very well. If it's anything small, like within $50 or $60 or something like that, fixed. I have my own handyman will fix it for them. So I don't want to bother them. And then we can do multiple of these. One of these work we do multiple, which we have done. We've done like 10 of this for even just one property management company. We've done 10 of them. So yeah, and overall we kept up with our word. We pay on automatic payment. We don't negotiate on the rent. We're very easy to work with. That's very big when you do any kind of business. Be easy to work with. Think about the other person, how you can add value to the other person, how you can support them, and that's how we just kept on scaling.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask you a question that you may not want to answer, but it's a lot of people have it's inevitable, right? So obviously, we've had this little pandemic happening this year, and
Sure.
obviously it hurt a lot of the hospitality business. We saw
Hmm.
hotels kind of falling by the wayside. You know,
Yep.
I know you're still around, man, but
No, it's actually doing better.
how have you, right? Especially in like the months of March, April, May, when like no one was traveling.
Yeah.
What was that like? How did you mitigate that risk? How did you go through those
Sure.
obstacles?
So the good thing about what I do is whenever something happens, whenever a property doesn't work out, I just move out, and the max loss I lost is like a few $1,000. Okay, but the reward I get is like 12, 15,000 a year. Every year. So the risk is so minimal, but the reward is so amazing. Back in March and April, I was freaking out. I'll be honest with you, I was freaking out because we had nobody rented for the whole month, right? So we moved out four of them, okay, four or five or something like that, okay?
So
Um,
how many units, how many leases did you have in March?
in March, I had right around 20 something, yeah, 20.
Yeah, 20. Okay. And
Yeah,
and you had to cancel four, right? You had to release the
yeah,
lease on four properties. Okay,
yeah.
so what happened after that, man? Is that it, or did all of them face troubles, or?
No, actually, the next month it's actually worked out a lot better because the hospitality, like hotels, were going under because nobody want to stay there because of COVID, but they want to go on Airbnb. They want to stay at a more private place, more of a home, so they have less risk of COVID. So we were blowing up the month after that. So I was like, man, if I only hang on, then I didn't have to do all that work and lost a lot of money. But that's something you learn after the fact. But now that I learned that, it's good to know that this actually pandemic actually helping Airbnbs and shorter term places because people don't want to stay in hotels. I mean, who want to risk their lives? So we have a lot more bookings on that, and plus my company is actually focused more on corporate housing too, and on insurance company that will pay for one of the secret. These two secrets: corporate housing and insurance company that's pay for repairs for family that pay very well. And they also these. Why do I focus on these? Because it's more longer term. It's like 2 to 3 months, or even 4 to 5, 6 months even, and I get charged premium rent, and they pay very well. They pay on time, and it's just a great business that way.
Yeah. So what's the next step for you, my friend? Obviously there's a lot of things that's happening in the housing market right now. There's a lot of volatility everywhere, right? In every market that we see. What's the blueprint for you, man? What's got you excited in the next 3 to 6 months?
Next 3 to 6 months, I want to help transform as many lives as possible, man. I made it for myself. I made the cash flow income, and I went. Got my dream home for my parents, got my dream car, and then I want to travel the world like I always wanted to dream of. So I took my wife to, and we did that. We went to Australia, Italy, Vietnam, Bali, everywhere for like a month and a half, and my income still were the same. It's still good. So I was like, wow, I have something awesome here. And then when I come back, I was like, what's next for me? I asked the same question you asked me. And I did a lot of soul searching, a lot of dig deep of what I would want to do with the rest of my life, because it's not just about money anymore. Because once you kind of made it, no way that I'm like super ultra rich, which I don't really care about that either. I just care about having a good lifestyle, able to be with my loved ones, and able to contribute and help other people. So then I found out that, okay, so maybe my calling is to help transform lives and to get as many free people free from whatever they're doing, not just financial freedom, but just physical freedom, mental freedom, and everything like that. So that's when I went on a quest on my own journey to find out that my biggest thing is freedom. So I want that freedom for everybody, not just if you love your job, that's great. If you feel like if you happen to be in a great place and you're able to be creative and able to have the freedom to do whatever you want to do, God bless you, man. It's very rare to do that. Keep doing that. That's fine. Invest in real estate on the side, whatever. But most of us, 90 something percent of us, are dissatisfied with our job. Hate our job, don't know what's next. Even the doctor, lawyer, professional are in the same place. So I want to help those people as much as possible, and also I want to help my fellow real estate people. It's like I'm a realtor too. I'm a real estate investing as well. And a lot of people are struggling with that as well. I'm all about real estate investing. I'm all about being a realtor as well, but it's still active income. I like more passive income. I like more rental properties because I like more security. I like more be able to travel when I want to do it. Have more flexibility, more freedom. So it's good to make some money now, but it's good to make some money monthly and good to make some money in the future. You got to plan for the future as well. So yeah, just want to be here and help and
Yeah.
serve.
So in light of that, man, what would you say to that person, who you were, right, 4 or 5 years ago? They're driving to work, they work 8 hours, they come back, they feel stuck, right? What is the first step you would recommend for them to get out of that and accomplish what you accomplished? What would you say is like the first step? What should somebody do right there?
Right there. Okay. Absolutely. The first step is find out your why, guys. Find out your why. And not just your surface why. We want to go 7 level deep, okay? I actually been studying under Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, one of some of my mentors. So 7 level deep, you got to find out why is that important, and then why is that important, and then why is that important. Take the time to sit down for at least an hour, write that down, and then you find out your deepest why. And from there, that's your fuel, guys. That's your fuel. That's what's going to drive you to succeed, gonna drive you to do everything. It's all about mindset. 95% success about mindset. Okay, Tony Robbins talk about this, and then I would devote the first hour of the day to write down, do 5 things: exercise, gratitude, journaling, study, whatever the craft, whatever your craft or whatever you want to do, um, and then visualize. Yes, visualize. Very important. You have to visualize your future. You got to visualize where you want to go in order for that future to pull you through the tough time, pull you through the nose, pull you through all of that. So, once you know your why, have a routine of the morning first hour and the evening, of course, a half an hour at least just to visualize and all of that. then you can just build a foundation. Of course, seek out mentors like the KWAK Brothers, and listen to them on the YouTube channel. Just keep them motivated. Join the Facebook group. Keep your motivation. You got to build an alliance of like-minded people that will cheer you on, because you're gonna face some tough time. Everybody does. But as long as you have an alliance, you have a good mindset, then you got to keep that up, build that momentum, so that way you can explode, make that quantum leap. I call it. So people think success is incremental, one step at a time. No, success is when you're just struggling, and boom, when you hit it hard enough, you're gonna bust through that wall, the invisible wall right above your head, and you're gonna bust. And once you bust through, it's gonna be like a rocket to the sky. So make sure you just keep at it, guys. Don't give up. You know, once you break through, you're gonna be amazing. You're gonna be amazed at what you can do and what's the other side look like. It's gonna be super beautiful and glorious.
I love it, man. Well, hey, man, thank you so much for joining us. And where can people find you, man? You got an Instagram, you got a YouTube channel. Where can people find you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm pretty much on all the platforms. Just search Dr. Chow Ong, Lifestyle Entrepreneurs, or just Dr. Chow Ong, and you find me. I do have a free workshop coming up here this Saturday. It's probably close by November 14th. I don't know if this is gonna come out during that time, but it's totally free. You're welcome to join it. Then the website you want to learn, if you want to learn about Airbnb subletting, is bnbsecrets.com.
Cool, man. Boy, thanks for joining us, brother.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All
I
right.
talk to you guys on the next episode. Have lifestyle and have entrepreneurship. I want to combine the two to know that you can have a business and a beautiful life as well. So with that, bye for now.